did it even make it to live servers? How? How did they think that was okay to even put it in the game?
But is it that bad though? That you need to scream like an orangutan who just got his nipples electrocuted and balls tortured by Mads Mikkelsen?
No! To the right! To the right! To the right! You are a funny man, Mr. Bond.
And maybe you're just an overgrown crybaby, deranged crazy person? Well, let us find out.
How did they think that?
Heads up!
Heartiest salutations, dearies, and welcome to my trash video. In fact, it's not just my usual trash, but actually a first piece of the entire mountain of garbage that I, another deranged crazy person, dare name in a show.
All of this is just a big pile of trash that I'm just digging my way through. Just throwing trash around.
First of all, god damn, would you look at that? I knew that it was a right call returning my gaze to this clown McClownish game after all. Finally, subscribers who aren't my friends. I'm just kidding, I of course do not have any friends. Finally, subscribers who aren't at least my cats. I'm just kidding, I don't even have cats. Well anyway, thank you kings and queens. Don't expect much out of my dumbass, but I'll give you at least something. Even though I'm pretty sure that it was just about Mordekaiser enthusiasts who watched it, and this video will have the usual zero success. But
Oh wow!
so what's this all about, all zero of you who are still watching this video asking yourselves? Well, just as the title of the video is saying, yours truly will try to pinpoint, with a questionable accuracy, but still, every single bad and straight up nonsensical thing, if we are talking mostly about gameplay, of every single champion in League of Legends, while also trying to at least somehow improve things. Yes, not every take will be perfect. Perfect? I mean even decent. Because, even disregarding the fact that I am a monkey, there are champions who are already perfect or walking close to this title. And on the contrary, if we are talking about bad, like, what am I supposed to do with this clown, for example? Outside his ultimate, all of his abilities belongs to prehistoric era of Dota All-Stars version 572. Like, I'm a doctor, not a miracle worker, and I'm not sure if I wanna create literally a new champion from scratch. But who knows? I actually already have some ideas. What I'm saying is, sometimes it's very easy to write about some champions. Ideas just constantly coming like I'm a Daniel-san and Mr. Miyagi telling me to follow the flow or whatever the hell else kung fu bullshit. But sometimes it's... yeah, I legit do not remember what the hell is even this. So, some reworks will be more, and some will be less, depending on Shizu patient in question. And of course on the amount of high quality memes I can find and attach to this bitch.
Name some good memes then.
Amogus, Pepe, and the Doge meme are all examples of good memes.
Oh, God.
And now, the final question. Just why should you listen to my BS? Well, you shouldn't. Be your own individual with your own head on your shoulders. And in case you didn't notice yet, I'm a huge dumbass. But if we are talking a little bit more seriously, I kinda have shit ton of experience about the League of Legends, since I've been wasting my life on this cesspit of Black Plague and utmost degeneracy since early Season 3, with at least 10k ranked games behind my back. I won't say how much success I've had exactly, because openly bragging is cringe, and I'm not doing it ever again. But, let's say in Season 3, first diamond was unbreakable, but in Season 4, that final fight with Diavolo was pretty challenging. So rest assured, I've seen it all from every perspective and rating imaginable. And ultimately, all of that means precisely that.
I know nothing on the topic. You can trust me.
And so, without further ado, let us finally start this circus.
Here we go. Our first movie is... I spun the roulette wheel, Jay. You dropped the ball. What movie are we talking about first?
Oh god, let's talk about
Numero 1. Aatrox.
Grrr!
Holy shit! Now this is some
Badass.
character. His first version was kinda meh, to be honest. But this is straight from Berserk or Claymore or whatever else grimdark universe. A gigantic, unbeatable, demonic motherfucker who just does not give a single shit about human morals or anything really. He is here just to eradicate all life, and I really kinda dig it.
You freak. You disgusting freak. Like, an awful person. And it's just evil. Like, evil to your freaking core.
Just look at this Giga Chat energy right here. He isn't even looking at these chains. Like, god damn. You don't know me. I'm a low-key wannabe writer in my spare time. And believe me or not, at some point I've created 20 pages mini arc in my book just from listening Aatrox's turbo ominous theme music. And it's already some big-ass score in my eyes. The TLDR point is, the champion himself is really cool. But what about his gameplay? It's alright, I guess, but... So first of all, his Q makes no sense sometimes. So imagine the situation when you are fighting against Master Yi in one-on-one combat. I swear this little fucker just dead-ass counters like 70% of the roster, by the way. Oh, and it's totally... mission impossible to find at least decent players on YouTube. Not to mention good, so... Just listen and try to imagine.
yeah, baby.
And so he just railing you in melee, pressing his W on your second Q, and his Q on your third Q. At this point you're still at like half HP when your Q cooldown finishes. And then a mega intellectual demonic god Aatrox is like, oh yeah, this melee enemy slicing and dicing me a new asshole. But unfortunately I just have to use my 0 damage ranged Q first, then my mid-ranged Q, and only then my hardcore melee one. That Master Yi will dodge with his Q once again. Hey, dummy. But can you like, use melee Q first, and then like another melee Q, and then another? Ah, what? You're dead already. Yeah, cool.
What the fuck?
Yes, I understand that this problem is rather unfixable. Unless you wanna add some kind of extra macro buttons, like Alt Q, Shift Q, Ctrl Q and shit, or manipulate with Q like with Victor's laser. But I feel like it will make Aatrox a bit too convoluted. But god damn, without fixes, if it isn't some of that dumbest, most idioticest shit right here. When this champion came out,
Goo goo gaga.
everybody and their pet hamsters were screaming that Aatrox's Q is Riven's Q 2.0. But I actually respectfully disagree, since Riven doesn't have this clownish defect via having all of your Qs being, you know, the same range and damage. I mean, don't get me wrong. Overall, his gameplay is pretty busted, and especially if you hit all of your Qs. But what if you cannot hit all of your abilities because your opponent is not actually brain damaged and understands how to play against Aatrox? I mean, this champion overall feels like a bit of a letdown. He could and should be better, because he is not some random ass Rust or this lesser dog. Outside gigantic Galaxy Dragon and Mordekaiser, Aatrox is maybe the biggest threat to the world of this game. But somehow this one French girl taking out her baguette and slapping your divine demonic booty like it's no tomorrow, which is kinda weird because last time I've checked, Aatrox's skin is not green and he's not named Tom Cage. And so here are my changes.
Meanwhile, what is Hamas doing with the Aatrox?
First of all, I feel like he most definitely should not feel that pitiful at wave clearing. That's what I wanted to say at first, but then I watched like 100 trillion million videos and he is kinda alright. Yeah, it is all clunky sometimes, and especially if we are looking at super minions. Like, what is this?
Man, that sucked ass.
But there are plenty of champions who are bad at it too, unless you're building specific items. So should every champion be good against super minions? No, I don't think so. But I still kinda feel about changing something, so here we go. This bonus damage to minions is now deleted.
Hail Satan.
And instead of that, your Q sweet spots will just straight up eviscerate lesser enemies, dealing bonus 5 to 25% at level 5 damage to minions. I repeat, only sweet spots. And actually maybe even half of it against jungle everything too. Because boy oh boy, have you seen this ancient mythical beast that is Aatrox jungle? Because I sure did not. I don't know, man. I just feel like that at least somehow complicated champions should not have so much troubles with CSing and split pushing, when something like Garen just pressing E once and taking the entire wave. So, yeah. Moving on. Now to the main topics. Starting with fixing Q dumbassery. This is a completely experimental, barely legal BS here, but maybe, just maybe, make all the Qs to do equal amount of damage, and make it act so it will automatically hit the closest enemy, prioritizing lowest HP champions, of course. What? It's turbo stupid, dude. Yeah, okay, I hear you. So let's add cursor targeting for it too. So the Q system will cast appropriate Q to hit closest target near your mouse cursor, but without the cursor, it will just hit the nearest enemy with lowest HP champion prior. And it's too kinda a bit silly, since everything is becoming harder in general. But I don't know, man. I just cannot see how else you can get rid of this idiotic conveyor belt without adding Alt-Shift control macros. You have 3 different abilities and 1 button, damn it! Oh wait, I'm stupid actually. Yeah, surprise, I know. I mean, you can leave ranged Q to just being Q, and the rest will be on Shift Q and Control Q, so it's only 2 macros. But you will still kinda need to press your E with it, and it's instantly. My brains are leaking out of my ears kinda territory.
Oh, Jesus, shit.
I mean, as a person who had like 30 different skills and macros on the panel in World of Clowncraft, only Jesus knows how many years ago already, I would easily say
Yes.
to this change. But you might have a different opinion. I don't know, fellas. It's all kinda busted no matter where I look. As if they were designing this champion that he always engaged from range and killing his opponents with just 1 set of Qs.
That's embarrassing, dude.
And thus, you can choose your own death. For me, the lesser pill to swallow would be my macro bullshit. So I'll take it and move straight to the main dish, which is his ultimate. I think I'm more than okay with him being the way he is without the ultimate. But when his ultimate is online... Oh boy! So, starting with... listen to this pretty please. I am no Hiroyuki Sawano or any other well-known composer, but is Something Sounds Different by any chance? Don't know about you, but I was turbo disappointed with those wet noodle sounds after I've watched this cinematic around 30 trillion times upon release.
Hello, sexy.
And so now, while his ultimate is active,
Bleed for me and my demon comrades. Mwahaha.
You know? I mean, this character should not only feel powerful, but sound powerful too. And speaking of feel, now listen. Firstly, while your ultimate is online, all of that uninteresting bullshit about attack damage and lifesteal is now nerfed by half. And instead, here are some little changes. Q is now appropriately bigger to his own size increase, because why it is not like this right now? Currently it's legit the same size whether you have your ultimate or not. So I'm fixing this stupidity, thank you very much. Moving on. Now listen, Sweet Spots will provide you not with 4 but 8 seconds cooldown reduction for your passive. And so you can see that later on in the game, you'll need only 2 Qs for hitting it second time in the combo. But so what? Passive isn't that special, who cares? Well... First of all, do you remember that?
Aatrox's primary damage ability. Sending twin blades out in a targeted direction, Blades of Torment damages and slows all enemies it hits.
You feel me? And so now your passive is basically old Aatrox E, without the slowing part of course. That does 20% more from your normal passive and life steals half of the damage. And now to even funnier change.
As usual, remember, hold on to your butts.
The blood well is back, baby! But it's of course completely different. Now listen. Now there is a blood well bar with maximum of 100 points. Each time you reach 25, you are gaining 5% of the ultimate size and Aatrox will slightly upgrade. But how are you getting these blood well points? Well, but of course, it's all about...
Kill! Blood for the blood god!
And so when you're killing shit and smacking champions with your sword and especially passive, and especially when you have your ultimate up, since blood well will stack 3 times as fast when it activated, all of that will result in this bullshit. At 25 blood well stacks, while World Ender is active, your W chain becoming slightly fatter. And now get this, goes through everything in its path, while dealing its initial damage to this everything, and applying its current effect to the first champion or large monster target.
I'm on fire.
Because surely, a chain spell of a demon as the size of a medium house should totally be blocked by a body of a minion. I mean, surely. Also, even without the ultimate, W will now hit objective monsters with the second portion of damage. Of course, without moving them. Because Riot Games, man. Now, moving on. At 50 stacks of Bloodwell with ultimate up, you are gaining second stack of your E, like in the release version, for that ultimate funniness of combining it with Q and catching even the most slippery bastards imaginable. Mate, I swear I do not main Aatrox. But, I mean, would it be fun?
Yeah! Why not?
And fun is the only thing that matters to me in my stupid-ass reworks. Moving on, now to the part where I'll double swear that I do not main Aatrox. And so, at 75 stacks, your Q in the ultimate will slightly change. Now it always does full damage as if it is a sweet spot. Yeah, I know how it sounds, but don't scream at me just yet. First of all, I repeat, only when your ultimate is up. When you're a normalized tiny manlet Aatrox, it is the same as life. And so the difference will be only about micro stuns and passive CDR. Why doing so? Well, firstly because I've nerfed his damage a bit, and also because, thematically, in his giant ass ultimate he should not care about anything and just shish kebab any fool who dares to oppose him in the most brutal and violent manner imaginable. At least I think it should be the case. Moving on. And now to what happens when you reach 100. Once your blood wall is completely filled, you now are fully ascended, gaining another 10% of your ultimate size, as well as the ability to resurrect at the cost of your ultimate, but it will be a bit different from the release version. Once you are down, you are pushing everything from melee to 400 range, and then even stunning that set everything for 1 second. At the same time, you are regening 70% of your max HP for 3 seconds, and can still move at 50% speed. But here is the catch. You are not immune to damage anymore. So if there is 22-0 Draven nearby, you will die the second time before resurrecting. And the cherry on top, this healing is reduced by the grievous effects. So it's like, it's kinda there, but it's not that busted. But wait, there is more. Now get this. With Final Ascension, your Q is now gaining 4th charge. And it's not even your regular SQ too.
Within the smaller circle of the cast indicator are knocked up.
Do you remember that bullshit by any chance?
The asshole.
And so, no matter which path are we choosing here, this 4th Q can be used only after the 3rd Q. And if it's a path number 2, it can be activated just by pressing Q. As it was before, it can be cast from like 600 range, knocking up all enemies in its epicenter, and dealing 10% more damage even compared to melee Q. But there will be a small update. Check this out, you guys. No? I mean no? We can even add some cosmetic demonic rune at the place of your landing.
What a clown.
Rip and tear until it is done.
Don't mess with them in America. Ding, 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 motherfucker! Yeah!
Like holy shit, man. So many things you can add to the champion to make him more fun. And so, your 4th Q is now old Aatrox's Q, that does 10% more damage and launching new passive waves in all directions. Oh, and it of course does not trigger your passive cooldown, because it would have been stupid. But wait, there is actually more. So, this fear from the ultimate thingy. Why does nothing to champions? Can't see no reason, fam. And so, at 100 stacks, you will now have an alternative way to summon your ultimate. Just tapping R will now instantly damage all nearby enemies for 300 damage at level 16, and also slow them by 30% for half a second. But now you can also hold the ultimate button, resulting in uninterruptible 2.5 seconds channel, during which you can move at 50% speed and receive reduced damage. And once it's done, this bullshit happens. Well, not that crazy of course, but it will still be very noticeable. Once you've done channeling, you're releasing a giant-ass wave of demonic energy that takes 10% of the max HP from all enemies in 1k range, and on top of that, briefly slowing said enemies, and instantly life-stealing 100% of that damage to yourself, and those who are standing closer to you than 400 range will receive triple amount of damage, and instead of slow will be feared for 1.5 seconds. So it's like, are we going to try and defuse that bomb or just run? Oh, and on top of that, for each champion hit you will receive 3 stacks of blood well, and obviously triple of that amount for those dumbasses who will decide to face tank this bullshit in melee. So basically it's Warwick C that explodes the entire screen and slows, and then you have your ultimate. Oh, and for those who paid extra attention in class, yes, you can actually gather blood well stacks above 100. And so for each additional stack, you will receive 0.5% of ultimate CDR permanently. So it's not a very big deal, but the longer the game goes, you might end up in a situation with like 20 seconds ultimate cooldown, maybe even less. Well, actually at first, I wanted to put that last ability on your R while you're already on your ultimate, but isn't it like turbo interesting concept that demon god Aatrox is shattering the reality itself while summoning his powers? No? Yeah, I know, it sounds a little bit too much, but hear me out. First of all, as I said before, this character is one of the most powerful beings in the setting, so I think he should have something completely fucking busted. Like Aurelian's charged ultimate, for example.
Star power to spare, homie.
But actually, why am I even explaining shit? Hey, but do you remember that time when they've just added this crazy-ass burst to Jax's ultimate for no reason whatsoever? Even though this asshole's champion was already kinda busted even without it, and then giving like zero logical explanations behind it? I don't know. Can a god killer world ender Aatrox have my reality shattering bullshit? This game isn't balanced for shit is what I'm saying, and never was actually.
No!
If it's OP, just nerf numbers, man, and let the more complex and fun gameplay stay. That's like the main motto of my stupidest videos, by the way. And yeah, I can actually go even farther, but I think that's enough for one character in MOBA game. So fast TLDR. Bonus damage to minions buff is now deleted, but Q sweet spot minion damage is dramatically increased. Q may or may not be updated, so it won't be this dumbass conveyor belt each and every time, but so you can use specific skills exactly when you need them. Like 3 ranged Qs, 3 melee Qs, whatever, man, go for it. Now for the ultimate section. Lifesteal and bonus AD provided by the ultimate nerfed by half. Q AoE size is now scaling from Aatrox's size. Passive CDR from sweet spots is doubled, and the passive itself is old Aatrox's E that life steals but does not slow. Now have a new Bloodwell system that in time upgrades your abilities while your ultimate is active, with 4 upgrades in total. Each is giving you ultimate size and following effects. The first upgrade is making your chain bigger and making it pierce lesser enemies. The second gives your E additional charge. With third, your Q now does full damage no matter what. And the last, the biggest of them all, giving you Rework to revive passive. And fourth, charge to your Q, that is basically old Aatrox's Q, that does a bit more damage and launching passive waves in all directions, without triggering passive cooldown.
I love you so much. You're awesome. Go die, you infernal scum. Hell awaits you. Tilde.
In addition, when you're reaching your last ascension, summoning your true form also upgrades. Tapping R will CC and damage everything around you, but holding R will trigger uninterruptible state, during which you are silenced, move with 50% speed and receive 50% less damage. 2.5 seconds later you explode, siphoning some of the max HP from all enemies in a big radius, and triple of that amount in the melee range. And lastly, you can still collect Bloodwell stacks even after Final Ascension, and doing so will permanently reduce your ultimate cooldown. And yeah, that's all.
You think you can kill me? Behold, immortality! Insects! The world ender has come! What?
And Afterword. First of all, yes, I did the same to Mordekaiser too, kinda, but I genuinely do believe that if your ultimate giga buffing your character, it should never be only about 20% attack damage bonus or whatever else boring passive trash related to just numbers. To be honest, I've remade like half of this video because of this one line. So he's supposed to become even stronger? Like, why it's not in the game? And so I've added it via Bloodwell. Also, you can completely disregard my math. It's like totally random bullshit. Theoretically, when you're like 10-0, you will get the last ascension at minute 24 or something plus minus. And if you're 0-10, then it's like 32. Obviously, I cannot check my stupid bullshit in real ranked game. But I think it's okay. As I said before, current version of Aatrox is a bit less world-endery to my liking. I think this champion should be mediocre at best in his normal state, but in his ultimate, he should truly feel like something that has a potential to actually end the world. And turbo buffing the ultimate is exactly what I did. So yeah. But seriously, would you play something like this? Because even if we are not fixing you, I still sure would've. But that's me, a crazy soon-to-be homeless person. And so, my personal Riot Soyjack score of this champion is 3 Soyjacks out of 10 Soyjacks. Not bad, but for sure could have been better. Well, yeah, we're gonna score them too at the end of the reworks. Because why the heck no? Closing statement. League of Legends is not a perfect game by far. In fact, I already made 2 long-ass videos pinpointing exactly that.
I love you. You set my soul on fire.
But saying all that...
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Objectively speaking, good things about the game by far outshine bad ones. So you can easily man up, ignore minor issues, and still enjoy the game as it is. Because it is a fun game, like come on man. Well, at least in my dumb idiot opinion. So maybe, just maybe, stop crying about every little insignificant thing, you little beta crybaby. I mean, you even look like a baby. You goddamn baby. Jesus Christ, I hate annoying children. Wait a second. What I actually meant to say is... No, not you. I mean them. They are bad and stupid. You are amazing and smart and beautiful. Saved.
This is so funny. Hey guys, you know what's funnier than this? Subscribing to me. Haha. Give me your money. Give your life to me.
Well, actually, I can make those at least 2 times faster. Maybe even 3.
But I'm fucking disorganized as shit!
And also, there's a pretty outlandish thought that I really don't want to die from starvation. So I have to work. Like on a real job. And, I mean, I'm not implying anything, but when this bullshit goes to 1K, I can apply for monetization. Yes, $20 a month is like... for all of you, billionaire oil tycoons. But for me, it's like a whole week of food. And possible more strength to make videos. Just saying. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, kings and queens. And also, I'm always lying that I'm streaming, but this time I actually started. I guess. Just FYI.
Yeah, there's a -% chance of that happening.
And until next time, which is hopefully sooner than later. Sayonara.
Riot, you're such a shit company, dude. Like, you guys are fucking retards. You really are.
Meanwhile, in the parallel universe.
Woo!